Hello, everyone. Have you ever wanted to know what went into capturing some of the winning photos of this year's Audubon Photography Awards? Well, you've come to the right place. Hi, my name is Gabrielle with pronouns she, her, and I'm a senior social media coordinator at the National Audubon Society. And today I'm excited to be speaking with winners from the 2025 Audubon Photography Awards, Yoshiki Nakamura and Caro Aravena Costa, to chat about their winning photos. Let's invite Yoshiki and Caro on. Now, while we're inviting them on, we'd love to know what birds everyone has been seeing today. Let us know in the comments. Hi, Caro. Hi, Yoshiki. How are you?
Hi, Gabrielle. How are you? I'm fine.
Wonderful. Thank you. We've been asking folks what they've been seeing in the comments, what birds they've been seeing. I've been seeing some northern cardinals, some Carolina wrens. Thank you both so much for joining us today. Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Wonderful. Well, to kick off our conversation, I'm going to be sharing a brief bio of Yoshiki and Caro, and then we can jump right in. So Yoshiki is a nature and wildlife photographer based in Seattle. He's been photographing for over 20 years and has recently delved into wildlife photography. Now, during this new journey, he discovered that slow shutter speed shooting was an incredibly effective tool for making his photos look like paintings. Yoshiki, we're having some technical difficulties, but he'll be joining on really shortly. So Yoshiki really enjoys, again, discovering that slow shutter speed shooting. Not only because of its appearance, but also because each image tells its own story. Now, Yoshiki won the Birds Across Borders Prize for the United States and Canada contest in this year's Audubon Photography Awards. Now, Carolina is based in Santiago, Chile. She's a mother and works as a consultant in a software company. And since 2013, she has dedicated much of her free time to her true passion, photography. She began photographing birds as a way to learn, and over time expanded into nature photography in general. Now, through photography, she started traveling across Chile to explore different landscapes and ecosystems, developing a strong personal connection with nature. Carolina won the Birds and Landscapes Chile Prize in this year's Audubon Photography Awards. And now you can view all of the winning photos and videos by visiting audubon.org/2025 APA. Now, let's get started and dive into some questions. And if anyone has any questions for Yoshiki and Caro, send us a comment and we'll try to answer some. Now, Yoshiki and Caro, before we dive into your winning shots, let's start at the beginning. Can you tell us what led you to being a bird and nature photographer? Yoshiki, let's start with you.
I have been photographing for 25 years, mainly local landscapings with sun, moon, and stars. And occasionally I was taking local birds such as bald eagles, snow geese, and swans until last several years. In last 4 or 5 years, I was invited to join Kenyan trip safari trip by my local photo friend and fascinated by wildlife photography very much. Since that time, I spent most of my photo shooting time in wildlife, including birds. I love it very much.
That's wonderful to hear. Thank you so much, for Yoshiki, for sharing your story of really how it started into bird and nature photography and just shows like where you are now in that journey of yours. So thank you. Caro, what led you to bird and nature photography?
Well, my journey into nature photography began more than 10 years ago in 2013. A friend of mine had a camera and invited me to join on his trips to nature spot near to Santiago, where I live. When we went on several adventures together, and that's when I realized how much I love not only being nature, but also capturing this moment through my camera. And bird photography quickly became the most exciting part of this. It's a real challenge to freeze their fast and unpredictable movement, and especially in flight. I still find today this a difficult and but incredible, rewarding.
That's wonderful to hear. Again, seeing that journey of what really sparked that passion for you, and then where it all begins now, and how that's led you right to getting such a greater appreciation of this. So thank you both for sharing your stories with us. Now, let's dive into your winning shots. Caro, you're the Birds and Landscapes Chile winner in this year's Audubon Photography Awards. With your beautiful image of a flock of Chilean flamingos against a snow and ice-covered shore. Folks, as you can all see it here, take a look. Now, Caro, can you tell us how you captured that winning shot?
Well, the story behind that photo took place in the last year, 2024, during a trip to Puerto Natales in Chilean Patagonia. When we arrived to the Puerto Natales, we came across a large group of this flamingo standing near the shore. I stopped, got as close as I could, and ended up lying down to the frozen ground to take that shot. Winter in Patagonia gives you a few hours of light, and the sun stay low on the horizon the most of the day, which is why the photo is such a strong contrast. I choose to sacrifice some detail in the flamingo to capture the beautiful light of the sunset behind the flamingo. And later, during the processing in Lightroom, I improved some of the shadow details.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much for just giving us a look of how, you capture that shot, and such dedication, right, to get on that icy, like snow and ice covered shore to get that beautiful image. With the Birds and Landscapes Prize, we're looking to see, our judges are looking to see how birds are interacting, with their environment, seeing like the environment behind them, and just how you beautifully captured the mountains, that just serene scene there. Thank you so much for stopping to take that photo and submitting it to our photography awards. It's incredible.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, Yoshiki, you're the Birds Without Borders winner of the United States and Canada contest with a photo of a huge flock of snow geese, as you can see, you all can see right here. Yoshiki, can you tell us what went into photographing that winning shot?
Yes, thank you. The winning image was taken a couple of years ago when I started shooting birds with slow shutter speed, which enabled to capture not only the moment, but also with more optical information that could convey more than just a moment. We can feel tremendous power and energy produced by thousands of snow geese flying together, which is one of the motivation for me to take such image. In this image, thousands of geese fly with the same direction and with the same speed within my frame, and I was able to synchronize with such massive movement. It happened to be a perfect synchronization of my camera movement and thousands of geese flying movement. It was just a miraculous happening and very fortunate shot, just a lucky shot. Thank you.
That's incredible. Thank you so much for sharing. It really just shows, I love how you describe that sense of movement within that photo. It just really almost resembles, right, the migratory journeys that these birds are making, and just to capture that in this photo is really just shows that it just resembles that. Our Birds Without Borders Prize is a new one this year, really just showcasing, right, the journeys that these migratory birds take across the hemisphere. You beautifully captured again that slow motion, that capturing that sense of movement in this photo. So that this really is a wonderful semblance of that. So thank you for sharing that, Yoshiki. Now, you can view these winning photos and videos by visiting audubon.org/2025 APA. So please go check a look at both their photos and all of the winning photos and videos. Now, what do you both love most about bird and nature photography? Caro, let's start with you.
Oh, well, I love the birds photography and nature, but I love most peace. I love the sun of the nature, the waves, for example, in the beach or in the forest, the trees swimming with the wind, especially birdsong. They give me a peace. I think it's my way to disconnect it from the stress and the everyday routine. I love that.
That's beautiful. And I think a lot of us find that peace as well. That's what I love about bird and nature photography too. You just get in the moment and you're spending time with birds, you're spending time in nature. It really just provides that sense of peace. So that's wonderful to hear. Yoshiki, what
Yes.
about you? What do you love most about bird and nature photography?
Yes, most of all, I can feel myself as a part of nature. The nature is an eternal drama of life and death survival game. As a human being, we tend to forget about that fact. The human is also a part of a nature and enjoy or struggle in their life. Our life is easy some days and challenging other days, and it is similar to the wild animal or birds. The nature photography made me think this important fact repeatedly.
That's incredible. I mean, yes, it shows, what bird and nature photography can teach us about, right, birds and nature around us, and what it teaches us about ourselves, right, and how we're photographing them, and those parallels there, right there. So thank you, Yoshiki, for sharing that. So why do you both think that bird photography is so important? Yoshiki, let's start with you.
By watching a photograph image of birds, the people can remind that we as a human being are living on the same earth where many other types of lives are coexisting together. That's what.
Absolutely, right. It's greater than ourselves, exactly, just seeing that. Caro, what about you?
Well, I think the bird photography is so important today because our society is living a very difficult moment in many countries, with some boys even denied the climate change. That exactly why it is so important keep talking about the impact has on the humanity. In every space, I think we can, in every activity or platform or wherever, we need to keep reinforces the message to caring for our planet is urgent. And for me, the photography is my way to contributing to that message.
Absolutely. I love how you mentioned that advocacy piece, right? And that's definitely, we're advocating to protect birds in the places they need. And bird photography and videography is such an important way to get to show just how important birds are really to folks and really draw that connection with people and to get them to both love birds and be inspired to protect them. So thank you for
Mhm.
that, Caro. Wonderful. Now, what do you both hope viewers take away from your images? Yoshiki, would you like to share?
Yes, I hope viewers can find the feeling of survival activities, meaning life and death of wild animals and birds from my images. And then thinking of human being as the same feeling in the same sense.
Right, absolutely. Just seeing that, it's inspiring to see your images, and I'm sure like folks can share when they look on your Instagram, just really how you're capturing those photos, right, and get inspired. Gato, how about you?
Well, I always hope that when someone see a beautiful image, mine or wherever, something in them awakeness. Maybe start appreciating birds or landscape a little more, and maybe they begin to understand why caring for nature matters. I'm always use a phrase for like my personal mantra, and in a fast paced world that rarely stop to look, I believe that taking the time to truly observe is a quiet act of resistance. And if any photo of mine helped someone to pause and stop looking for just a minute, my purpose is fulfilled.
Absolutely. And I know seeing from your photos on your Instagram, seeing like how you're taking those photos and showing like the beauty of the birds around us, and really just gets people to take a moment to stop and think and stop to get inspired, truly. And your photography truly, both your photography truly shows that. So thank you. Speaking of that, speaking of getting folks inspired, I'm sure folks in the comments and people watching are really inspired, getting inspired, right, by this conversation, or wanting to go take photos of them own, start that journey right into the bird and nature photography world. So what are some tips that you may have for folks who are wanting to start photographing birds? Caro, let's start with you.
Well, first of all, start outside your house or your home. It's always you can find something. Look around your neighborhood, or when you go to the school or your work. Get a field guide, for example, and try to identify the species can you see. It's important the patience, cultivate your patience and silence is very important. The patience and silence is it's the best tools for the bird watching. I think it's good join with a bird watching group, for example. I have a beautiful group for women in bird watching here in Santiago, Peuquitas, because I think not everyone has the patience for it, for take patience and quiet when you are looking for birds or whatever. And finally, after that, if the experience is good, consider investing in a camera, because it's a very expensive for the most of the people. But I think the reward is breathtaking.
Absolutely. And I love that piece of advice. It's just to get out there, right? Step outside your house and step outside your home, and just go out there and experience, right, the world of birds. And then from that place, that's where you can, learn to appreciate them and then learn to photograph them, right? It's just really getting out there and immersing yourself in that world. That's how I started for that. So I think that's wonderful. Thank you. And getting in groups, I mean, it's such a really social activity, like connecting with other folks who also share that same passion. There is a wonderful bird and nature photography community out there in local areas near you. And so that's a wonderful way to get involved and like share your passion with others. So thank you, Caro, for sharing that. Yoshiki, what about you? Yes.
Yes. I like to suggest taking photos as many possible as you can and find your own style. Then develop, refine, and advance your style so that you can win the world-class award someday if you wish. In my case, I found 3S, what I call 3S is slow shutter speed, is one of my strengths, and currently I am devoted to explore possibilities. If you're interested in, please view my website, which is www.3sphoto.com.
Absolutely. Wonderful. And that's so exciting to see. It's like once you start getting out there and start learning to photograph birds, then there's so many different like styles and trips and you can experiment with, right? Just with like that slow shutter speed to really find what's the best way, what speaks to you about photographing birds, and trying those different styles like slow shutter speed to showcase that incredible movement that birds make is such it's just a wonderful piece to have. So thank you for sharing that, Yoshiki. And yes, all please be sure to follow Yoshiki and Caro. We have their handles right here, and I'll say that once again at the end. But please take a look at their incredible work. And we're excited to see what more future work and photos they're going to take and share with the world. So thank you both. You know, folks are getting really excited. We have a person in the comments saying that they're going to be spending 3 weeks in the Andes next month and really wants to see condors. So Caro, if you have any experience with that, but I know people are getting really excited in the comments to want to get out there and write and photograph more. Yes.
Yes, the condor are near from my home, 1 hour.
Oh, do you have any stories about that?
Yes, it's where Santiago is near to the Andes mountains, and we have a very easy way to go, travel to the mountains, and it's an hour and a half from my home. And you can see the condors at the mountain. When you it's more easy when in summer or spring. This is more easy because in winter is a lot of people doing the ski. And is a lot of people in the mountain, but in spring or summer is better.
That's incredible, wonderful, and I'm so excited that folks are really getting excited in the comments, right? To start really that photography journey, and you know, just get out there and enjoy the world of birds. Wonderful. Well, thank you both so much for joining us today. This has been a wonderful conversation. I know folks are really enjoying this. Lastly, we must ask, what is your favorite bird or spark bird? Caro, what's yours?
Whoa, it's a difficult question. But now I remember that the snowy plover, for example, I love that. It's a very beautiful bird and so cute. But I have to be honest, I'm also a huge fan of owls. They are amazing bird, and also they eat mice. And I have a serious problem with this little creature.
That was wonderful. I remember my first time seeing a snowy plover. It was so exciting, really. And then owls, love them, love hearing them, and love being able to find new ones. So
Yes.
that's wonderful. Thank
So
you.
cute.
They are. They really are. Yes. Yoshiki, what about you? Do you have a spark bird?
Yes, I like red crown crane, which is in northern part of Japan very much, especially with the snow falling background. They are so beautiful, elegant, and human-like.
That's beautiful. That's incredible to hear. Yeah, the cranes are so incredible birds, and so wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. It was a huge pleasure talking with you both, chatting with you both today. Now, folks, remember to keep updated with Yoshiki and Caro's work by following them on Instagram. You can follow Yoshiki at Seattle Digital Photo right there, and you can follow Caro at caro.aravena.costa. We have their handles there, and we'll drop them into the caption. And thank you to everyone for tuning in to another one of our Avian Art Encounters Instagram Live series. We can't do this without your support. And if you want to donate and to support our work to protect birds in the places they need, you can visit audubon.org/donate to make a donation. Now, we hope this conversation inspires you to take a moment to enjoy and protect the birds near you. To get started, you can visit audubon.org/get-involved. Thank you all so much and have a wonderful day. Thanks, Caro. Thanks, Yoshiki.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye.
Yeah.